Alright guys, what is up? It's your boy Beast here. Welcome back to some more Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle stuff. Now this match right here is against a guy by the name of Eevieefan77, and I think this guy actually got hacked as well, so I think he had to rename himself or something. I'm not quite sure, but he called himself Zoroarkofthenight, or not Zoroarkofthenight, but Zoroarkofthenight as well. But yeah, anyways, I'm actually in this tournament hosted by Arcena and Mega Keldeo, and I am playing NU, and this guy happened to be my matchup. Now, I'm looking at this guy's team, and the two threats that I see right away on his team is, first of all, his Pikachu, because that thing might have the Light Ball, which means I can't Life Orb stall him, and he might have that with the Grass Knot as well, which means I cannot take his stab move with my Golurk, because Golurk is really fat and he will not be able to take that Grass Knot too well at all. I do, however, have a Choice Scarf to Kangaskhan on my team, which can easily outspeed it and just hit it in the face with a Retaliate or something, because this thing is meant to be a revenge killer. I think it's got Return as well, just in case. But yeah, my Houndour though, it's a pretty cool poke. But I'm not gonna explain too much of this thing though in this battle, because I really didn't get to use Houndour too much in this battle. But once I get to use this thing to its full potential, I will explain it, because it's been doing really well on Showdown, and I'm hoping I can get a battle when I get to use this thing at its full potential. Now his Haunter, however, could also be a problem, because that thing might be a sub-disabled set, and my Golurk only has one move that can hit his Haunter, and that being Shadow Punch, and if it disables that, then I am pretty much fucked, because those things can just wreck through your entire team without you even noticing. So yeah, I'm also gonna have to keep my Golurk alive against this Torkoal, because that thing might Rapid Spin away my rocks, but as long as I can keep my rocks up there, it shouldn't be any problem dealing with his Braviary, his Torkoal, and his Mantine. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this battle, shall we? So my opponent is gonna go ahead and lead off with his Giraffe, because I'm gonna lead off with my Golurk, and I figured I'm just gonna go for the Stealth Rocks the first turn, because I thought they'd be pretty useful against the Stealth Rock weak Pokemon. Now it turns out that he's actually got Calm Mind on his Giraffe, which I really don't think at all, because I really don't face Giraffe too often, so I really didn't expect it too much. I was expecting maybe, I really don't know. I really didn't know what to expect from this thing, but at least I'm gonna go ahead and set up my Musharna, because it's my special aid offensive wall. I do take his moves quite nicely, because this thing is incredible on the special aid offensive side, and I paralyze that thing because I wanted to be able to outspeed it. Now, I figured he's probably just gonna switch out of there this turn, because I knew that I could wall it regardless of how many Calm Minds he's gonna set up, but for some odd reason, this guy's gotta stay in. But he goes for another Thunderbolt, and this is gonna do a fairly decent chunk, because he's got like +1, but this right here is gonna be a little stally, I guess. I'm just gonna continue to go for the Psychic until he is down, and I believe I'm actually gonna get a crit this next Psychic right here, which is pretty nice, I guess. And I do take it out of there, so I'll take that. That was pretty helpful right there. This guy probably didn't have Shadow Ball either, but I think it can learn Shadow Ball. But yeah, had he had the Shadow Ball, that would have been problems against my my Musharna, but at least I managed to paralyze it. So he's gonna go ahead and set on his Braviary this turn, go for the U-turn, and he's gonna switch out of there into his Haunter. Now I really don't know what to expect from this thing, but he's gonna go for the Thunderbolt, which kind of caught me off guard, because most Haunters nowadays are sub-disabled, but this thing is not. And the most stupid part about it is that he's gonna get the Power Hacks, and I will get fully paralyzed, which is kind of stupid. But I realized that I really didn't need my not Politoed, but Wartortle at all for this battle. So just gonna fodder that out, as I'm just gonna sit in Kangaskhan and go for the Retaliate on his Torkoal. It's gonna do a pretty decent chunk, considering this thing has like base 140 defense. But he's gonna go for the Lava Plume as I sent him my Golurk, because I did not want him to go for the Rapid Spin. But I'm gonna go for another I'm gonna go for Shadow Punch this turn, as he's gonna go for the Yawn. And I was like, okay, this is not good at all. I'm just gonna go for Earthquake right here, hoping he's not gonna switch out of there and just fire, or his Flying type. And thankfully he just does not, and I knock out his Torkoal, so things are looking pretty good for me at this point. But unfortunately my Golurk does fall asleep, but that's okay, because I do have a Musharna on my team, which does have the heal bell. Now, he's gonna go for the hidden power. I'm guessing that's either ice or grass, and it's not gonna do much at all to me because this thing is incredible. But it turns out that he's actually a mixed Pikachu, which I didn't expect at all. And the worst part about this play right here was that he could have had the lightning rod ability and he could have absorbed that, but thankfully this Pikachu right here does not have it, and I'm able to take it out of there with the psychic because I paralyzed it, obviously. So I'm really happy that it did not have the lightning rod, because that would have screwed me over. I was actually predicting a switch right here, but that was really stupid. I never should have done that. I should never ever make a risky play like that again. Now, unfortunately though, I'm gonna fodder out my Houndour because I figured I'm not gonna need it, because I'm looking at this guy's team and I mean he's got Mantine and stuff, so I really can't use Houndour at all at this battle, or in this battle. And I'm just gonna go ahead and send in my Musharna, take the Scald, and go for the Moonlight, because I figured I might as well just regain some HP. And I think I'm actually gonna go for the Heal Bell this turn just to make my Golurk wake up, because I figured I might as well just do that. And he's gonna go for the Skull this turn. After I go for the Thunder Wave. That was also a very stupid play on my part, because I was actually trying to make him burn me. So then I could, you know, synchronize over that and make him burn, and then I could go for the Heal Bell just to get rid of it. But that does not work out at all. He's gonna burn me right here as I go for the Heal Bell and get rid of the sleep on Golurk. Now he's gonna switch out of there this turn into his Braviary, which I predict that switch, because I figured his mission with my Musharna is pretty much complete at this point. So I figured he'd switched out, or he'd predict the another Heal Bell. But I go for the Psychic, take out his Braviary, and he's gonna go into center his Haunter this turn, take me out of there with the Shadow Ball, which is unfortunate, but this thing has pretty much done its job anyway. So gonna go ahead and send in Kangaskhan. Go for the Retaliate, because I knew I could hit it in the face, because this thing has the Scrappy ability. Right here, I don't know what happened there. I think it was messing up with the recording or something, but yeah, I do take it out of there with the Retaliate, and turns out that he's actually Choice Scarf of his own, but thankfully he's just got to fodder out his Haunter and send in his Mantine. I'm not quite sure why he fodders out his Haunter, because that thing can outspeed every single one of my pokes on my team, but I don't know really what he's thinking. But he's gonna go on to send in this Mantine. I sped this part up a lot because this was a little bit stally, so I just wanted to speed it up so it doesn't, you know, take that much time. So he's gonna go for the Rest, which I really didn't expect at all. That just I was kind of annoyed at this point, because this thing literally stalled me out. And turns out right here he's gonna go for the Sleep Talk right here. Turns out that he's got the Air Slash, and I was like, what? Why didn't you go for that earlier? That would have made this stall war so much faster, and I wouldn't have to spend too much time on this Mantine at all. But at least I take it out of there with a Shadow Punch from this Golurk. So yeah, that was a good game. Eevieefan77 or Zoroarkofthenight. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Leave a like rating if you did, and I will see you guys